everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. 3 days in a row, 3 shaves, 2 with the cartridge yesterday and the day before, and it turned out alright. It wasn't, you know, I think I've got a couple of little ingrowns, but I think I've just sort of, by rubbing the hairs, I think they've actually came good. It's a little bit of redness. I did have a couple of little sort of, I don't know what they're called, little white, so almost like spots, little white spots that I get from cartridges. I don't know why I get them from cartridges. I don't tend to get them if I shave daily with a DE, which I'll be shaving with a DE today. So I'm going to be using the Karve Overlander with the green Knopf handle, and this, I think it's 0.73 is the blade gap. Now I will be doing a video soon where I compare this with the Karve Christopher Bradley razor with the B plate, which is probably the closest in terms of blade gap, just to get a feel for both of them together and give you a bit of an idea of what I think shaves better or what feels better for me. So I'm going to load this one up. I don't have a blade in it yet. I'm going to be using a blade that I have had lovely shaves with and some really horrendous, horrific, terrible shaves with, and that is the Gillette SuperThin. Now these are made in, I think they're made in Thailand. I'm pretty sure these are Thailand. Now these are very, very, very sharp blades. These are, in my opinion, very similar to a feather blade, if not even sharper. I don't know why, but for whatever reason they're just mega, mega sharp. Now they are thin. I know you can't see how thin the blade is on here, but I know just from bending them a little bit that they're a very thin blade, and I think that adds to the sharpness of it, so it's got a very fine edge on it. So let's get it loaded to the base plate off of the top cap, load the blade onto the top cap, which seats beautifully, pop the base plate on, and then pop the handle on. Such a beautifully constructed razor, you really feel it clamp down on the blade as well. And there is the blade loaded. Right, what does it say in here actually? Oh, that's right, I remember this. On the inside of the actual blade, it tells you about a cartridge razor. What's it got the name of it? The Gillette Vector Plus. And then some language that I can't actually read. Anyway, that's the blade loaded. I'm going to be using some Nivea Men Sensitive Pro Anti-Skin Stress Shaving Cream. I used this on my head, on my face yesterday with the cartridge. I'm going to use it today with a brush and actually lather it and let you see how this stuff lathers. It actually does a pretty good job. Shake out the excess from the brush. The brush for today is my Turn and Shave 30mm Whip Dog Boar. Very sort of sparse knot, it's not a dense knot at all. You can see how, I just love the look of it. It's very, very soft. It is almost as soft as a synthetic, but not quite. And it does lather up really well. Some people say that you can't get 3 passes out of it because it's very short and it's loft. But I've never really had a problem getting 3 passes out of one lather. So here we go, 1 squirt of the cream. Done. And then let's just wet my face. I haven't even wet my face yet. So this cream can be used just by putting it on with your hands. It can be used with a brush. Now you can see already how thick and dense it is, so I'm just going to keep painting water. So all I'm doing now is just dipping the brush about that deep in the water and just painting water on my face until it sort of stays as it is, then dip it again. And again. Already you can see it's starting to look quite nice. Now this does get a bit of volume in it. This isn't me finished. I'm just painting water in just now just to get it hydrated enough to spray the brush and start building the actual lather. So I haven't talked much football really. Premier League started off for Manchester United terribly. We had 2 terrible losses, but we've won 4 in a row now, 2 of which, one against Liverpool, one against Arsenal, were great wins, and then 2 sort of hard-working wins in between, and we're actually playing reasonable football. They're actually quite nice to watch at the moment, which is great. We're not anywhere near where we should be yet, but it's a hell of a start, I think. You can sort of see that there. Really nice. Right, we'll just play this for a little bit now. Celtic, on the other hand, have been on fire in the league. We beat Rangers 4-0 on Saturday, which was fantastic. Just absolutely demolished them. They played Real Madrid this morning, or last night, UK, but this morning here in Australia. I didn't get up and watch the game, but I watched the highlights, and to be fair, I was very impressed with Celtic. You know, you're playing against the 5-time European champions, well, the 5 in a row European champions. Is it 5 in a row? I think I got that wrong. I think they've definitely won it 5 times in the last 9 years, from what I remember. Just painting a little bit more water in. But Celtic lost 3-0, but they had chances in the first half to go 2 or 3-0 up, really. And that's promising for me. I think, you know, Celtic, they play in Scotland. The level in Scotland isn't fantastic, so it's very hard to prepare yourself to play against teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, well, you know, even Manchester United and Liverpool and Man City, Bayern Munich, all these big clubs. But I thought Celtic really gave a good showing, even though we lost 3-0, and I still believe that we're good enough to get through into the knockout phases of the Champions League rather than the Europa League. I think we've got enough about us. I think we'll cause problems for a lot of teams. And it's quite exciting. I think Ange Postecoglou, who's an Australian, has done wonders at Celtic. He's bought the right players, he's got the right mentality. They play a high tempo, attacking football. They're reasonably good in defence. They were just found wanting last night against what are some of the best players in the world, really. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty good stuff. You know, I'm very happy with this cream. I don't think you can really go wrong if you purchased it. Right, here we go. The Karve Overlander with the Gillette SuperThin blade that has given me some hellish irritation in previous shaves. So very light touch, and let's just see how it feels. Got 1 day's growth, which is practically nothing. I did notice from the first cartridge shave on Monday, it was very close and lasted 24 hours, nearly, very close. The shave from yesterday using the same razor, I'm nowhere near as close today. I don't know if that's something to do with the irritation on my skin. I just love this razor, how it just cleans out. Gillette SuperThin. Don't get me wrong, the Gillette SuperThin is a fantastic blade. It's really sharp. It does a great job. But I'm a firm believer, if I push just ever so slightly too hard with it, it'll cause havoc with my skin. End up with a lot of irritation, a lot of soreness. I'm just going to wet my hands a little bit. Let's see what the slickness is like, residual slickness from this cream. I'm not expecting it to be as good as when the cream's thick and you use your hand to do it because it leaves more, but there's still heaps on there. The residual slickness is lovely. The scent on it's nice as well. It's quite a pleasant, fresh scent. No, it's very Nivea-esque, I would say. There we go, lather number 2 done. Across the grain. I'm barely pushing this against my skin. Just to give you an idea of how hard I'm actually holding this razor, that's how much movement's in it. That's how sort of tight I'm holding it. I'm not holding it all, I can turn it and everything. I'm still gripping that there, but I can turn my razor in it. So that's how lightly I'm holding it. I'm not pushing it and forcing it, I'm not holding it like this where you can't turn it. Lovely. Mega smooth. And do you know something? I put that blade in and it has changed slightly. I've not got heaps of slickness there now. It has changed slightly how the razor's performing, that I've taken a lot of pressure off. Not that I was using loads of pressure when I previously used it, but because I'm using this blade, I'm really consciously making an effort. What did I say about 3 pass lathers out of this brush? Only just am I getting it today with this cream. If I was using a synthetic, I wouldn't be having this problem, I can assure you. I think it's the knot, it's not going to create as much lather as a synthetic or a big badger. Yeah, I'm eating humble pie here. I was expecting that to lather up really well. I mean, that's still workable. I only need a bit of slickness now for the last pass. Seriously, what a smooth shaving razor this is. I will say one thing though, I wasn't the biggest fan of it with a feather blade in it. I didn't find it smooth with feather. Don't know why. Taking into consideration that this razor blade, the SuperThin, isn't a million miles away from the feeling I get from a feather in terms of its actual sharpness. But that was actually very nice and close shave with what I would say at the moment is very minimal irritation, but we shall see once I rinse off. Get a little bit of cream in. I mean, one thing I do like about this boar knot in particular is that because it isn't a dense knot, it's very, very easy to clean out. Just a quick rinse in the water, batter the shite out of it on a towel, and you're done. Done and done. Just going to rinse my face off now. Yeah, not a whole heap of residual slickness with that stuff. Now my skin feels just ever so slightly raw, and if I'm honest, I don't think it was the razor. It could be the 3 days of shaving, but I think it might be this. I'm not 100% sure. Because I lathered it on a brush, it seemed to have taken away a lot of that thick, gooey sort of slickness that comes with it. So when I used it yesterday with the cartridge, it felt so much slicker. Post shave, feels lovely. I cannot grumble. I've got so far I had a few little weepers down here. I think there's still one going, but other than that, nothing else. So I'm quite happy with that. I've still got all these, I don't know, you can see all of them quite clearly on the screen. I don't think they're ingrown hairs anymore. I think I've fixed them. I just think it's the red marks of where they were, but who knows, I might end up with a few in a few days. We'll find out. But overall, I'm quite happy with the shave, so I'm going to pop a little bit of, in fact, you know what, I'm not going to go Zingari man, I'm going to go, let's go with some, no, let's go with some, it's cold outside, so let's go with some Marlogue wood from MAOL Grooming. 3 splashes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I was expecting a lot of burn there, but I haven't had any burn really. Very minimal feeling from the alcohol. And the irritation that I thought I was feeling, I would say after putting that on straight away, has pretty much gone. So it might just, I don't know, maybe it was, my skin was just a little bit dry, I'm not quite sure. So that feeling that I had straight after the shave is gone now. I can smell the Marlogue wood. It's a beautiful woodsy, it's very, very woodsy. I mean, this smells like really luxurious sawdust. So this, if you like sawdusty smells, and this is sort of right up your tree. Very nice scent, very strong scent as well. It does tend to linger around a bit, even though it is only like a few little splashes of it. It does hang around quite a long time, this stuff, along with Heliopteris as well, and wildflowers. They last a long time. Frank and lime not so much, but those 3 definitely. But I'm really happy with that. You know, it's 3 days in a row shaving, which I haven't done for a while. 2 of those days with a cartridge, which I do not ever do really. I just did that as a bit of an experiment or a test with the razor. So I've got, as you can see now, a few weepers here and there. I do tend to get weepers for whatever reason coming against the grain here. It's not, I don't get any pain from it anymore shaving, I just get a few little weepers. You wash away and then I'm done. I don't get left with red marks or anything. So other than that, it's been a pretty good shave really. So that was using Nivea Sensitive Pro Anti-Skin Stress Shaving Liquid Shaving Cream and Cleanser with 100% plant-based hemp seed oil and vitamin E. Now, where's the ingredients on here? It's actually a very, very small ingredient list. See it right there. Now, I'm not going to read through it all, but I don't think there's too much badness in it. I don't think, you know, it performs well. It performs better, I think, just putting it on your hand and rubbing it over and getting that sort of real gooey slickness from it, rather than lathering it up. But still, it might be better with a synthetic brush. I think the Boar, unfortunately today, after seeing how good it was, it sort of let itself down a little bit, or I let myself down with the lather. But I got 2 good lathers out of it, and the third one was quite wishy-washy, but it got the job done. Fantastic brush though, I love this brush. And the razor was the Christopher Bradley. No, it wasn't. It was the Overlander from Karve shaving company. I'm so used to saying Christopher Bradley. The Karve Overlander with a green Knopf handle. And finished off today with some MAOL Grooming Marlogue wood, which is a fantastic product. I've got 4 of these bottles. They'll last a very long time. If you love the scent of one of them, just grab it. It'll last you for ages. 3 splashes and that'll do your whole face. 3 splashes for your head as well if you do head shaves. And it does a fantastic job. So I hope you enjoyed that. 20 minutes in, Jesus, I didn't think that would be that long. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.